beautiful day here at the ballpark. One more tomorrow, and then the Cubs hit the road for a 5-gamer, 3 in St. Louis and 2 in Pittsburgh. Today's starting pitchers, Robbie Ray and John Lester in a matchup of lefties.
Yeah, and we look at their last starts. Robbie Ray Friday against the Rockies gave up a couple of home runs to Nolan Arenado, allowed 5 earned runs. He's got a .765 earned run average over his last 4 starts. He's been on the DL this year. He's only made 11. And John Lester coming up his roughest outing of the year, lasted 3 innings plus 3 batters, allowed 7 hits, 8 earned, walked 5, and recorded just the 1 strikeout.
Chad Fairchild is back at the plate today. Mike Estabrook at first, the crew chief Mark Carlson at second, and Bruce Dreckman is at third. Hottest team in baseball going into today, the surging Pittsburgh Pirates, winners of 11 in a row, and they trail at Cleveland 2-0 in the 4th inning. Edwin Encarnacion with a 2-run single. The Reds lead the Cardinals 3-1 in the 6th, and the Brewers just underway hosting Washington. So the Pirates scoring a ton of runs here lately, and they're now within 3 in a wild card race, and they're only 6 back in the division.
Yeah, it's closest they've been in quite some time, and that's what you would expect when you win 11 in a row. It's the 2nd longest winning streak in Major League Baseball this year. 17-8 since the 24th of June, and we'll see them on this next road trip with the red-hot Pittsburgh Pirates.
And before we get started, we want to send out some birthday wishes today. Marv Brayland, celebrating number 77, from Randall, Iowa, 40 miles north of Des Moines. We want to give a birthday shout out to Virginia Pressey, Gary's mom, celebrating a birthday today.
Jenny's got a birthday.
Yeah,
oh, that's
and
exciting.
Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovello, number 53. And we hope he celebrates it with a loss. Here's the Diamondbacks Southwest starting lineup. Sorry, Torey.
I can have a nice dinner tonight. So
Yeah. Peralta, Marte, and Goldschmidt at the top. Pollock, Suzu had the big night. Ahmed in the middle. Owings and Murphy getting their first starts of the series. And the pitcher Ray, all for his first 19.
Cubs defensively, Kyle Schwarber plays left today. Albert Almora Jr. is in center. Ian Happ gets a start in right. Tommy La Stella filling in for KB at third. Russell gets short. Zobrist for Baez at second. Rizzo first. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate. And our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Cubs this afternoon is the big lefty, John Lester. This is start number 21 for him. It's 12-3. It's a 1 shy of the league lead in wins. Max Scherzer has 13. ERA took a bit of a hit in his last outing, dropped up over half a run. Stands now at still very good, 3.14. That's good for 9th best in the NL.
Yeah, it's only been 2 straight losses, but there's definitely a sense of urgency for the Cubs today. And you see John's pitch mix.
Yeah, fastball, a 4-seamer and sinkers. Cutter always has been his signature pitch. He'll throw that about 25% of the time. Curveball, changeup as well. So move it in and out. He's at his best when he's got command of those secondary pitches, and you can say that about any pitcher. He's not going to blow it by you in the middle of the strike zone. Average velocity right around 91 miles per hour. Can still touch 94. So about location, deception. And just an overwhelming commitment to the bottom of the zone for the most part.
Left-handed hitting David Peralta will lead it off for the D-backs, who've won 3 straight. Shows bunt, takes a strike. 83 degrees and the wind coming in out of the east. That's off Lake Michigan. So in from right. That's 6 miles an hour.
Beautiful day to pitch. Nice and warm, easy to get loose and stay loose. You got a favorable wind. Knock a ball down, especially to right.
Tap foul. One of the things Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, has really pounded home to all of his pitchers. This is not one in particular. There are certain spots where you don't want to be too particular. And you know, we've had some games here lately where we've seen a lot of high pitch counts. And in terms of the degree of difficulty on some pitches, maybe just on occasion not trying to be too fine.
Well, especially against non-power guys, and Peralta has power, but probably not as likely to do damage against left-handed pitching. So yeah, there's certain guys you just want to be more willing to attack a bigger part of the zone. But John, it's it's sinkers down or cutters, cutter away.
All right, so you have John, who's ultra competitive. You talk about the fact he never gives in. And for the most part, he has been incredibly successful doing that. He got into some hitters counts, unfavorable situations for him in his last start.
Yeah, just the command was off. Stuff wasn't horrible, but the command was not good. For strike one to just 11 of 21 men he faced, through almost as many balls as strikes in his outing. Every now and then, the best of guys is going to go out there and have a clunker like he did. He's been remarkably consistent this year.
And that snapped an 8-game winning streak for the 5-time All-Star. Peralta giving him a battle to start the game. 7 pitches and counting. Vitel Marte is on deck. Goldschmidt hitting third. On a bounce to the shortstop, Russell. One away. There's the switch hitting second baseman.
In a perfect world, you like to go out there in the first inning and set the tone. Attack, work quickly, and find the strike zone often. That will put hitters into swing mode, and then as the game progresses, you can start to work off the plate, and you're likely to get more chases. That's what Corbin did so well for the Diamondbacks here on Monday.
Marte takes a strike after he shows bunt. We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Bernard Telephone in Bernard, Iowa this afternoon. High for a ball on a fastball at 92.
I think the locals call it Bernie. You're from Bernard. Weekend at Bernie. Good hook.
1-2.
Marte, switch hitter, far better from this side of the plate. 301 average, 377 on base, 577 slug as a right-handed batter. He's been Ted Williams since June 1st.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Take that, Ted.
Looked like a changeup for
Yeah,
John.
boy, he flashed a real good curveball. Now, good fading changeup, perfectly executed.
Goldschmidt had the game-winning hit in the 5th inning last night. 5 for 9 with a homer and 2 walks against John. How about that? The first 3 Diamondback hitters showing bunt on the first pitch.
Yeah, they're just trying to get in his head a little bit. Because they know he does not like to throw to first base. I imagine that was something they talked about. Don't go up there and necessarily bunt. Just kind of show it and let them know we're thinking about it.
Silver's shaded up the middle at second base. 2-0 to Goldschmidt. And a ton to left, and it will bang off that door, and Goldschmidt will be held to a long single. Well played by Schwarber out there.
Goldschmidt continues to wear out the Cubs. He's done it throughout his career. An absolute rocket here. He's so strong. Front foot is down early, and that allows him just to rely on those hands, and he explodes through the baseball. Perfectly played by Schwarber.
We'll bring up A.J. Pollock, the center fielder. Native of Hebron, Connecticut. One ball, no strikes. Well, night, day for this 4-game series. Back with you tomorrow right here on NBC Sports Chicago, and then the Cubs will take a short flight to St. Louis.
It's almost like the first guy who doesn't show bunt is going to get fined.
Very odd. I think mostly odd that no one actually tried to bunt. Just keep showing. But and stares at Goldschmidt, the pitch. And he's right in there. It's 2-1. He's very good at varying his delivery. And shifting to the left against Pollock, so Zobrist would have to cover second, assuming they would cover the bag on a Goldschmidt attempted steal. Ground ball hit into the shift, and there you see Zobrist over to second. That's kind of an awkward play there. It will go 6-4, and the Diamondbacks done in the first. Cubs coming up. Starting lineup, different look with no Bryant, no Baez. Rizzo still leading off. Almora, Zobrist, and Contreras 2 through 4. Addison Russell, good numbers against lefties. He's in the 5th position. Kyle Schwarber in left. Ian Happ stays in the lineup, man. He's been really good. The pitcher batting 8th once again with Tommy La Stella batting 9th.
Snakes defensively. Peralta left, Pollock plus in center, Souza really good in right. They got 3 shortstops in there with Owings at third, Ahmed at short, Marte at second. They've all played shortstop more than any other position during their big league careers. Paul Goldschmidt has won 3 Gold Gloves. John Ryan Murphy behind the plate. Alexis, amazing starting pitcher. Is Bobby Ray. Well, he's going to try to experience amazing. I don't know how amazing he is. He's been So amazing this year in 11 starts, 3-2 with a 5.37 ERA. He walks too many, and the home run ball has taken a bite out of him this year.
The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Rizzo gets a hit here, Binny's donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
So I think patience is the order of the day for the Cub hitters. He has walked 12% of the batters he has faced. He gets a lot of swings and misses too. He's got a good slider.
He strikes out Rizzo. Ray's first inning ERA is 6.55.
He's working with a purpose now, and he's going to come after you with a 3-pitch mix. He used to throw a changeup. This year he has not. So it's been fastball, slider, curve. The curve is relatively new, kind of like Patrick Corbin, who is heavy fastball, slider, and has added a curve. Same thing with Ray. So we'll go a little bit softer. Just shapes that breaking ball a little bit differently. The velocity difference between the slider and curveball is pretty insignificant.
Albert Almora takes wide for ball one. Corbin and Buchholz, the Diamondbacks starters, Monday and Tuesday combining for 13 2/3 and only 2 runs allowed to an offense that had been sizzling coming in.
Bunch of strikeouts. They haven't been walking people.
Two and one on Albert.
He's just 26 years of age, 6'2", 210. He was an all-star last year. Finished with a record of 15-5 and a 289 earned run average.
From Brentwood, Tennessee, suburb of Nashville. That ball just foul to left. Good footwork down there.
Cat-like.
Floated to right for a base hit. Maybe more than that. Almora's going to try for 2. And he will make it.
That was a thing of beauty. Shanked lob wedge for a 2-base hit. Albert batting part of that swing. 333 here at Wrigley. The second highest home batting average in the league, just behind Nolan Arenado.
.37-year-old Ben Zobrist. Javier Baez not in the lineup with a bruised left knee, suffered last night. Strike called on Ben.
So 6 out of 15. That's a .400 average on the homestand.
This is Zoe's 6,450th career plate appearance.
Came off the bench last night, smoked a line drive base hit to center. A lot of ones up there on the board.
The all-time leader in Major League plate appearances. Any guesses?
Pete Rose?
Yeah. All right, I gave you Zoe. That's 6,500 or so. How many do you think Pete Rose had? How many trips?
Probably 18,000.
15,890. Yastrzemski, Aaron, Henderson, and Cobb. And by a wide margin. Yaz didn't get to 1,400. Rose played 24 seasons and hit near the top of the order, if not leadoff for a lot of it.
Robbie Ray's like a Monica Seles out there playing tennis.
You can hear him.
Grunts on every pitch. If you're going to be a grunter, you got to grunt on every pitch because you don't want to have a tell. You don't want to grunt only on a fastball.
Another 1-2.
Zoe takes what many will chase. After a bad one last night, way up in the zone, but rarely does he do that.
Long pause at the set. Now a 2-2. And we'll try it again.
Not throwing a changeup. Right-handed hitters have the advantage of knowing there's nothing going to be really running away from them, nothing fading away. Fastballs, slider, curveball, which will be moving in towards them. And this is able to really loop it to the back door. Likes to elevate with the heater. That's why he's able to strike out a lot. There's high fastball, then slider down and in.
Swing and a miss. He got him after a long battle on pitch number 8. Both outs have been strikeouts, and it'll be Wilson Contreras, the catcher, putting in the cleanup position. A soft double to right earlier in the inning. Contreras shows bunt, takes a strike. Lots of day action around baseball. We'll do our best to keep you posted. Rays from Tennessee threw 3 no-hitters, putting a 5-inning perfect game his senior year in high school. That's a swing on appeal, and it's 1-2.
According to the Diamondbacks fine press guide here, I get a little note. It says Ray claims to have a mean competitive streak. He fouled out of all but one of his high school basketball games and lost a perfect game in high school after he threw at the other team. Anger management issue. He can rush it up there.
Yeah, he also wears an insert in his cap. Under his cap, he was hit by a liner last year above his left ear. And the follow through. So there are a handful of pitchers in baseball who have that little insert just on one side of the cap. If you can see it. Now Mora will hold at second. And this year missed nearly 2 months with a strained oblique.
Yeah, he came back from the DL. His first start back was really good, 6 shutout innings, and then As I mentioned, his last 4. 0-2 with a 7.65.
A full count pitch to Contreras, and he fouled it off Murphy.
So it was 4 starts, 20 innings total for Ray, and he's allowed 7 home runs. Very high home run rate, 12 long balls and 53 2/3 innings.
Three pitches and counting. The Cubs are making him work. Glanville's with us today. Kelly Kroll, David DeJesus singing the stretch. Three-two, swing and a miss. 1 out double, Almora, no runs, and after an inning, scoreless.
We head to the top of the second, scoreless with this Miller Lite game report. Yu Darvish threw a 16-pitch bullpen session yesterday that Madden said went really well. He was out this afternoon at Wrigley throwing long toss, and the plan moving forward for the righty is to throw another bullpen session with a few more pitches, Madden said, hopefully in the 30 range in St. Louis on Friday. And after that, guys, they will reevaluate him once again and then look to move forward with likely another bullpen session before a sim game.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Looked like he was chatting with Matt Merton, Cubs special assistants. Steven Souza shows bunt. Familiar refrain, 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned yesterday his batting stance, real similar look to Paul Goldschmidt. But that's more, I think, a coincidence than anything. He had a similar stance last year with the Rays. What a night he had last night. On base 5 times.
Maybe when the Diamondbacks were scouting him in advance of trading for him, they said he reminds us of Goldschmidt. That would be enough to pique your interest.
John gave up a 2-out single to Goldschmidt, no runs in the first. 2-1 cutter. Nice location. 2-2.
It's almost like we're in the dead ball era with all these indications of bunt.
Rays pregame last year, he and his hitting coach, they were breaking down his stance. He said his stance in the box is kind of like he's playing defense in basketball, like he's guarding a player in terms of his lower half. As he swings and misses for strike 3. Hey, Cub fans, the Cubs want everybody in as they push towards another division title. They'll finish off the series with another matinee tomorrow against Arizona. Tickets are still available at Cubs.com.
Met a guy who might actually try to bunt.
One 1-0 on Nick Ahmed. Swing and a miss.
There's never been much with the bat, flashing a little power this year with 12 home runs. It's a Yukon product, teammate of George Springer and Mike Olt at the University of Connecticut. It was a fun try.
Did try to bunt, missed it. Just got a piece of it. Chris Owings on deck. Hit foul upstairs off to the right.
On lifetime 2-1 with a 4.86 ERA against the Diamondbacks. Faced him twice last year. Threw the ball pretty well both times. Cubs are 16-4 in his 20 starts this year.
He's run it full, 3-2.
This may be what you were alluding to, the conversation with Jim Hickey about being a little bit more aggressive, not putting yourself into these I got to make a pitch situations against a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of power.
Dipping and caught by Almora. That's a great play. It didn't look like he was going to get there, but he just robbed Ahmed of a base hit.
Boy, gutsy play. A line drive, sinking line drive. He gets a great break on it. Oftentimes this is a tough ball to read because you don't have much of an angle. Second spectacular play he's made out there in the last few days. Coming in. Hang on tight.
So Owings bats. 2 outs, nobody on. And he takes a curve for a strike. That'll be a base hit. So 0-1 single on a fastball for Owings. Bring up the catcher, John Ryan Murphy, third Arizona starting catcher in 3 days.
They have an all first name battery with John Ryan Murphy and Robbie Ray. And as you mentioned last night, we've got an all first name matchup with Robbie Ray and John Lester. Just got our hands full with a snow cone right now. Owings has been a very effective base stealer in his career. 8 out of 11 this year.
Murphy, a Princeton product. Contreras will throw high, as Owings was pretty far off the bag. Swing and a miss. Went after the high one. 1-1 the count.
Hey, Owens is going to have to pay the fine, right? I think he's the first guy who did not show bunt.
I think you're right.
He has been successful in just under 85% of his stolen base attempts.
That's very good. Now 1-2.
Look at John's breaking ball today.
Outside for a ball. 93 on the fastball. That's typically about where he'll top out at. The pitcher Ray, who's hitless on the year, is on deck. There goes the runner. The pitch is low, and the throw by Contreras is late. Full count on Murphy. Owings has his 9th steal.
Had to dig that one out of the dirt. Never really got a real good grip on it. Owings had a pretty good jump.
More selective if you're Lester. You got first base open, pitcher on deck, and he threw ball 4, but Murphy swung at it. He might be a little more aggressive for that reason.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, John doesn't like to give in most situations, so he's always looking to make a pitcher's pitch. Perfect world, you get Murphy here, and you have Ray leading off the next inning.
And a foul tip, strike 3. 2 Ks in the inning. Some group outings here at the ballpark. Always great to see the youngsters here at Wrigley Field. 0-0.
Ball brought to you by T-Mobile. Last year when the Diamondbacks were here, we had a dance-off between the Cubs and the D-backs bullpens. A little bowling angle.
Yeah,
apparently that was for the W right there. I think that was picking the spare, got it done.
Addison Russell leads off the Cubs' second. Scoreless tie. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Definitely does not qualify as one of the soft tossing crafty lefties. He's a power guy. Speed pitch there. Average fastball velocity last year, 4th best among all left-handers. Paxton, Sale, Blake Snell, and then Robbie Ray, the top 4. If the Jeopardy category was left-handed starters who throw hard.
Two and two on Russell. Fly ball to right field. Souza makes the catch. Make sure you follow all our Cubs insiders on NBCSportsChicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Trade deadline, let's see, late in the afternoon on Tuesday. And another big deal, Nathan Eovaldi is headed to Boston. Red Sox and Rays making a deal.
The Red Sox responding to the Yankees acquiring Zach Britton yesterday.
StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Field spray chart for Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, so that's not percentage of all balls put in play, but all balls put in play on the infield. Basically.
Yeah, within, I believe, 200 feet of home plate recently.
Yeah, Schwarb's had a tough night last night, and we're thinking, well, it might be a couple of days before he gets a chance at redemption. With Ray being the starter, in all likelihood, Kyle would not be in there today, if not for the injuries to Bryant and Baez. But either he or Hayward needed to play today.
Right out in front of home plate, gobbled up by Murphy. And 2 down.
Left-handed batters hitting just 167 against Ray, so it's a real tough assignment.
Ian Happ batting right-handed. Took his 50th walk of the year last night. He leads the team with an on-base percentage of .383. He is 7 plate appearances shy of qualifying. He would rank in the top 10 in the NL.
Just have a hard time picking up the spin on that slide ball. Ray's been quite the road warrior. Got a .289 ERA on the road this year, .806 in his home ballpark. Last year he had a .176 earned run average on the road, second best in the National League.
That missed that time. 2-2. Tight, and he has worked a full count.
A lot of times around the trade deadline, there'll be a little bit of a gallows humor mood take over a ball club, especially a team in sell mode like the Baltimore Orioles.
Matei will go get it on the other side of the bag. And the Cubs go quietly in the second. 0-0. To the hold true moment later in today's game. Top three, no score. It will be 9-1-2 for the Diamondbacks.
.71 career, 245 last year for Ray. Led all pitchers, 245 average.
Outside on a cutter, 1-1. Stella even with a bag at third, everybody else back. Pretty good hack there by Ray. Trying to have lunch and a foul ball ends up in your lap. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Friday night, the Blackhawks convention takes center stage on NBC Sports Chicago, starting at 5 with live coverage of the opening ceremonies, followed by a special on-location edition of Sports Talk Live. You can also stream it on NBCSportsChicago.com.
There's that familiar theme song. Peralta fouls away.
So anyway, I was talking about the Orioles or any team that's in sell mode. You know, typically what happens is guys that are rumored to be on the blocks, when they show up in the clubhouse, everybody says, "Hey, you're still here. Good to have you. Where are you heading today?" Things of that nature. like they've gone, they're going into back up the truck mode. Machado's been moved. Britton, you see a number of guys also mentioned. Gosman, what's the infielder? Scope.
Jonathan Scope. Yep.
Yeah, see his name out there. Brad Brock. Challenge for general managers this time of the year because you want to react, and so especially when somebody else in your division does something, well, you feel like you have to respond, but you can only make a deal that makes sense for you.
Doug Glanville is with us today.
Yes, sir.
This is an interesting time, right, for players who are wondering, am I still going to be wearing the same uniform in a week?
Yeah, I would describe it pretty stressful. I mean, especially when you know you're situated to possibly be one of those guys. And, it's a combination. If you're, for example, on the Cubs and you're like, wow, am I one of those pieces? And, you may have built a relationship, a long history, just like when I was traded in '97. I was a first-round pick for the Cubs in '91. It was a long heritage that I felt like I might be leaving.
Fouled out of play.
So you learn that this is part of the game. You play long enough, you see guys come and go, but it's still difficult because you're worried and concerned about what may change. Players may have families and kids, possibly going to school and whatever you're dealing with off the field in addition to what you're dealing with on the field.
Fouled in and out of the mitt. Now, in terms of the Cubs roster, 4 or 5 years ago, there were a lot of veterans who were moved. In terms of the big league roster, JD, the last 3 years, that has really not been the case. It's been mostly out of the minor league system.
Right.
Yeah. Which then could catch a guy really off guard if he's traded off the big league roster, because that has not been the MO here lately. We'll see.
Right, but as the upper levels of the farm system have been thinned out, if you're going to make a big deal, you're probably going to have to include somebody off the major league roster. And that, again, that's a tough call. If you're Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer and you're contemplating a move.
Another 3-2, and he got him this time.
Yeah, and I think, as a player, you're, for example, when we heard about Manny Machado's sweepstakes back in a while, and they talk about Addison Russell. I mean, think about guys that have come over here and contributed and just have that doubt. Now, Theo Epstein can certainly take some of that away by communicating to players if they're like, hey, Addison, hey, you're not going anywhere. But when all chips are on the table and you're trying to win a championship, you may not be able to deliver that type of comfort.
Marte fouls out of play. Yeah, man, the front office, you got to be really careful in telling a guy you're not going anywhere, and then 2 days later somebody just blows the doors off with a trade proposal.
Absolutely.
In the air to center. Almora tracking and battling the sun. He makes the catch. More with Doug as Robbie Ray gets back to work in a scoreless tie. 4. The Diamondbacks winning the first 2. Doug Glanville with us today. How about Robbie Ray's slider?
Yeah, I mean, the difference for Robbie Ray is whether he can execute and get the chase on this slider. So when you look at his effectiveness, it really comes back to getting the chase out of the zone. You can see here with Rizzo just way down and away, but it's so effective because it teases the hitter, and even when he's in the zone, he gets the swing and miss. So this has been the real key to how Ray has performed so far, just with the electric slider out of the zone.
Ball 1 on the pitcher, Lester.
Not the electric slide, but the electric slider.
Yeah.
And that's the swing and a miss in the zone from Zobrist is what really gets your attention, because he doesn't get beat in the zone that often.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, you know that it's going well when you're getting the chase, but even if you leave it out of the plate, he's got so much movement and so much electricity on that pitch that hitters are not even able to make contact on it. So it's been really his difference maker so far today.
Strike, it's 1-2. Different shape on that breaking ball that time, a little slower. And Lester taps foul. Ray also working with a nice pace here.
Yeah, every once in a while you face a guy that you know there's like a pitch that can take him one way or the other. You know, he has relatively high ERA, over 5, a lot of walks. And the difference if he can get that chase and he's locating just enough, that's the difference between him walking a lot of hitters and getting strikeouts.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's not fair to another pitcher.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of rude.
So that'll bring up Tommy LaStella.
That was a rude heater right there.
I got one for you, Doug. Tommy LaStella batting 9th. Joe has hit the pitcher 8 on several occasions over the years. He's done it now back-to-back days. Are we past the point now in baseball history where a manager can do that in the National League and a guy is not offended? Would you have been offended to bat behind a pitcher?
I probably would have been. Although I understand, you know, all these different moves, but that is tough. And it's not like, you know, John Lester has brought, you know, a batting title home with him or anything. He's definitely gotten better as a hitter over the years, but we know that it's deeper than that. The analytics, the strategy is behind it.
1-1 to Tommy. And this is all about more RBI chances for Rizzo, who waits on deck.
Yep.
1-1 pitch. Charged by Marte. He'll flip it over to Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Mastella really hasn't had that many at bats against lefties this season. Came into this game just 1 for 12. So, when you're trying to set the table, and Mastella just trying to get some sort of rhythm now with Bryant down and a lot of players on the shelves. They're trying to mix and match in different ways to find ways to manufacture runs, because the Rays have really shut them down offensively so far.
So 2 quick outs. Rizzo struck out in the first and lifts it foul. This is Rizzo's 999th career game, number 950 as a Chicago Cub. A pretty quick delivery, and the pitch is low and outside. 1-1. Beautiful day, wind blowing in. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. That's going to be a tough play. Surrounded by Ahmed. What a play to end the inning. Good stuff, Doug, as always. And we'll hear Doug a little later on. Post-game coverage after 3. We are scoreless. Anybody was going to make this play, but Nick Ahmed, he's really good.
Yeah, he is outstanding. Quick feet, great hands. Right over the top with an accurate throw to get Anthony by a couple of steps. It's right there when you talk about the best defensive shortstops in the league with Addy and Brandon Crawford. QB.
Tough part of the order here, especially for a left-handed pitcher. Goldschmidt, Pollock, and Souza. And again, Goldschmidt shows bunt as he did in the first, pulled it back. This time takes a strike. Walloped a single off the wall and left. 1-1. Where would you rather be on a day like this? In beautiful Wrigley Field, or at home watching with us? It's kind of a 1 and 1A proposition from where we sit. Not too deep as Almora will range over into right center.
Awkward at the end.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Just took that one in the chin.
Curve is outside. And Pollock. Should we do an AJ off?
Okay. Krasinski.
Hinch.
Foyt.
Oh, we're going to go off the baseball board. Soprano.
Sager. Relief
Ooh.
pitcher. Padres and Atlanta Tigers.
Ellis. Giving you a hint.
A hint as in saying Burnett.
Yes. Pollock lines out.
The Foo Fighters are back at Wrigley Field in a few days for 2 shows. Tickets are still available, especially for this Monday night's show. That would be the 30th. Go to Cubs.com/concerts to secure your tickets today.
Souza does bunt, and it's foul.
Yeah, here goes Wilson, heaving the ball out of the stadium, just because.
Did it literally get all the way out?
Yeah. They didn't get anybody out there in Gallagher way. I question the thinking here. 2 outs and nobody on, a guy with power trying to bunt. Agitory is too, so you can envision the scenario where hey, Lester has a hard time throwing his bases. Let's keep the bunt, in the back of our minds as an option. But I think some players really understand the game and know the when and the how and the why. Other guys don't. Well, it's a good idea to bunt. I'm going to bunt, but a guy with power to bunt with 2 outs and nobody on doesn't make much sense.
Back to Lester. He'll run it halfway and underhand to Rizzo, and Souza really busting it down the line. They go 1, 2, 3. He's retired 7 straight. Insurance field coverage. Albert Almora Jr. robbing Nick Ahmed of a base hit in the 2nd inning.
Imagine when that one left the bat, Ahmed thought he had himself a knock, but Albert says, not so fast, my friend. Golf clap from John Lester.
Albert doubled in the 1st inning.
His double was hit about half as hard as Ahmed's line out. This one's hit hard.
He's 2 for 2. Souza will run it down. Almora on his way to 2nd. Much harder hit double this time. And also a leadoff 2-base hit.
Yeah, that'll play. Well, that's his game right there. He did him a favor, threw him his pitch, elevated fastball. And he just rides it the other way.
Zobrist struck out in the 1st. Cornermen guarding against a possible bunt, but that would be surprising if he does it here, especially early in the count.
And count still relatively early in the ball game. The Cubs have been offensively challenged the last couple of days. They're still in a big inning mindset in the 4th inning. Caveat being, he struck out last time, and sometimes a hitter just not seeing the ball well doesn't pick up the ball against a given pitcher, and you know what? I put a bunt down simply because I just didn't feel comfortable in the box. Didn't think I was going to be able to get a knock. Aside from that, he should be hacking.
It's 2-0 on him. Clearly looking to hit that ball toward right and hit it foul. Time for Lowe's whole team together. NL leaders versus left-handed starters. And the Cubs and Diamondbacks are right at the top of the list. And they're both facing a lefty. Something's got to give today. Two on, a base hit. The Cubs will take the lead as Almora scores. First time they have led in the series. 1-0 in the fourth.
Struck out on a slider last time. This time he shoots it back through the middle of the diamond. Solid contact from both Almora and Zobrist, and the Cubs take the lead. Ray is essentially a two-pitch pitcher because the curveball is a whole lot different than the slider. That's the issue when you get around the batting order second and third time. You don't have that third option. They start to lock in on you.
Still nobody out. Contreras takes low. We've seen more hitters show bunt in the first 4 innings today than maybe any game we've seen all year combined.
Yeah. So Wee Willie Keeler is playing.
Base hit to right. That's 3 in a row to start the fourth.
And that one whacked as well. Nothing cheap about any of these knocks. Beautiful swing.
Butcher, the pitching coach, will head out for a visit.
Book your summer getaway today to Chicago or DC and let us do the planning for you. Cubs destinations travel packages include tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with a current player. For more information, visit cubs.com/destinations. See, for me, that should count as 2 mound visits. Catcher goes out there and they hang out and chat for a while, and then a little bit later on the pitching coach jogs in.
Maybe they will tweak that rule next year.
If the pitching coach hasn't reached the baseline by the time the catcher gets to the dirt of the mound, it counts as a second mound visit.
So pitching coaches, catchers pulling hammies. Well, a chance for a big inning. We'll put up 1. We've got runners at first and second with no outs. Murphy literally kicked it toward third. Brewers getting hammered by the Nationals 6-0 as they go to the 6th in Milwaukee. The Pirates still trail 2-0 bottom of the 8th in Cleveland. The Reds lead the Cardinals 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th at Great American Ballpark.
Brewers won their game in 10 innings last night. They came from behind and ultimately won it on a Tyler Saladino sac fly. They dropped 7 in a row. They've won 3 of 4 now. Young Freddie Peralta on the mound for them today. Tanner Roark for the Nats.
Toward the middle. Oh, what a play.
Knocked it off.
Glove of Marte. Bare hand Ahmed 4-6-3. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, boy. Well, we talked about it at the start of the ball game. They got 3 shortstops out there in the infield today, plus Goldschmidt. And this is beautiful. Great touch by Marte with that little backhanded flip, making it easy for Ahmed to finish the play.
So that'll leave it up to Kyle Schwarber with Zobrist at third and 2 outs.
A little sweet Georgia Brown music behind that one.
Man. Owings, the only guy between second and third defensively. He's got to stay over tight to the bag to keep Zobrist honest.
And Schwarber, for that matter, too, who has occasionally pushed a bunt in that direction. And in this instance, it would make sense.
A calm block by Murphy.
So I think if he gets to 2 strikes here and Owings backs off, I would not be surprised to see Kyle try to push a bunt in that direction. I also would expect Owings to stay in.
Well, here it is, 1-2.
Seen Kyle bunt with 2 strikes before. And Owings is going to back up with a tough lefty on the mound. I think it's worth a shot. I mean, it's a lot of players are not comfortable doing it. You foul it off, it looks bad, but we've seen him pull it off. He did it last time with 2 strikes. He squared early because whether it was the third baseman or shortstop, whoever it was, had backed way off. And he doesn't have that opportunity here. So if he were to square early, Owings would be able to crash. So that makes it a tougher play to execute if you're Schwarber. And he's kind of hedging his bets there a little bit.
Ooh, Zobrist got caught, and he's going to be saved. Somehow he got in as Owings tried to tag him, but an elusive maneuver keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, this is El Mazo.
Ooh,
yeah, they're going to take a look at this.
Watch the arm. No, he got
him.
Yep, he got him on the side. They're going to review it, and that's going to end the inning. And he swiped the jersey, which was really hard for Bruce Dreckman, the third base umpire, to see. He was a bit blocked. And the Diamondbacks see the video on the big board, and they're walking off the field.
They're cycling through the replays and they haven't seen the right one yet, I'm guessing. Otherwise they would have made the call by now.
So good news, Cubs take the lead. Bad news, had a chance to extend it. 1-0 after 4. baseball show in town. Baseball Night in Chicago, presented by Chick-fil-A. Join Doug Glanville, Ozzie Guillen, and Layla Rahimi as they break down the biggest stories surrounding the Cubs and White Sox, Friday at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago. Here's Nick Ahmed. Not hit hard, but oh, Zobrist gets out there. I didn't think he would be able to get out there and make the play. Off the bat, it looked like a bloop hit.
Yep, got a good read on it, ran to the spot and hauled it in.
I think that ball might get a little deeper into the outfield when he hit it. So big first out for John. Now it's Owings. Singled, stole a base in the second.
Backs with 2 hits today. They both come after 2 were out.
He's the only Diamondback to reach second. So far, Lester providing what the Cubs needed. Pretty well hit out into right, but playable for Ian Happ. Really battling the sun.
The Cubs offer baseball summer camps presented by ATI Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 have the chance to suit up in Cubs gear, meet a current Cub player during a VIP Wrigley Field visit, and receive top-notch baseball instruction. Enroll now at Cubs.com/kids.
The catcher Murphy with 2 down. Curve strike.
Yep, that's been a nice weapon for him. The 0-0 get over breaking ball for strike 1. Change up.
That opens the door to all kinds of possibilities with 2 strikes.
Really well executed pitches. Nice bounce back start for John after scuffling last time.
This will be a quick top of the 5th as Almora calls off Zobrist. And the D-backs go down quietly. Lester starting to cruise. And show your team pride with Cubs checking. An official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs. To learn more, members FDIC. Six, 7, 8 against Robbie Ray. High for ball 1. High for ball 2. Zach Godley and Tyler Chatwood tomorrow on getaway day. A couple of right-handers. Four misses above the zone to start the inning. Experience the Budweiser bleachers in the left field porch under the video board. This private porch offers a unique view of the game with both sunny and shaded areas. Available in 50 to 100 blocks with unlimited beverages and access 2 hours prior to first pitch. For more info, visit Cubs.com/premier. Ian Happ with a ground ball. Schwarber will be out at second and out at first. Double play. That was kind of a strange play. Schwarber took off and then kind of hit the brakes. I don't think it would have mattered had he been going with the way that ball went right to Ahmed. But it's a 6-4-3 double play.
Yeah, the second one they have turned here this afternoon. Ray's got a lot of outs on the ground. That's really not been his profile this year. Lead walk quickly nullified.
So Lester will bat with 2 outs, nobody on. That walk by Ray to start the inning, the first free pass for either team.
Yeah, that's not his profile either. Struggle with walks. Colts walked 2 in his start yesterday in 6 2/3. Patrick Corbin did not walk anybody in 7 innings.
That's all she wrote for the Cubs in the 5th. They lead 1-0.
Game-changing new premier experiences at Wrigley Field. Seats with prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities. These new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
Ray and Lester have both been good. The Cubs got a run in the 4th inning. And the Diamondbacks will bat here in the 6th. 10 straight retired by Lester. Here's his 0-1 to Ray. Good pitch. 1-2. Into his motion, and it's a curve low. Another lefty on deck, Peralta. D-backs held to just 2 hits so far, both singles.
Five strikeouts, a lot of weak contact induced by John.
Make it 6 strikeouts.
Alrighty. Very ambitious swing here by Robbie Ray, but missed by a wide margin. There it is. Last time 3 innings plus 3 batters, 86 pitches, and almost as many balls as strikes. Completely different story here today. In complete command.
Hit hard and through. Almora will cut it off as Peralta will have a 1-out single. Here comes Marte, the second baseman.
Real good swing there by Peralta. Peralta is a base stealer, but maybe a little hit and run.
Outside on Marte, just 24 years old. In March, he signed a 5-year extension plus 2 club options. So the Diamondbacks telling him with that contract they feel like he's a big part of their future. Acquired him from Seattle prior to 2017.
.260 with the Diamondbacks last year. 223 ABs.
Got to pitch well, at least that's the way it's looked in this series. The Cubs bats that have been so hot coming in have scored 1 run per game. Today they've got a 1-0 lead. Not much margin for error.
Now he's got Goldschmidt next. So he's going to have to battle back here against Marte, taking all the way. And as I mentioned, first time he was up there, he's been a lot better from this side of the plate. So, left-handed Marte, you don't worry so much about. Right-handed Marte gets your attention.
Strike two.
Decision time for the Diamondbacks till they start Peralta here on 3-2.
I guess yes.
Yeah, he makes a lot of contact, doesn't strike out much. So if you're Torey Lovullo, you count on ball four or contact.
He's not going. The throw to second, one. Relay will be late.
Had he been going, there would have been no play there at second base. Good job by Russell there, not forcing the issue. Tough ball to get two on. And try to be too quick there and end up mishandling.
So it is Goldschmidt. Always a dangerous guy. 1 for 2 today. 6 of his last 10 hits against the Cubs have been home runs, including one on Monday night.
Well, we just had Matt Carpenter in town do all kinds of damage, and the Carpenter-Goldschmidt comparison is a good one this year. Both got off to horrible starts and then returned to form. Among National League first basemen, Goldschmidt's .908 OPS ranks 4th, trailing Jesus Aguilar, who's #1, then Carpenter, then Freddie Freeman. What a group, boy. Votto, Rizzo, Bellinger, Belt.
Two outs, 6th inning. Cubs lead 1-0. Marte on the outside of the bag there. Two to Goldschmidt. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Lester through 6, shutting out the D-backs. 1-0. It's time for the Miller Lite hold true moment. One run in this game. It followed an Albert Almora leadoff double in the fourth. Ben Zobrist knocked him in. Cubs lead 1-0 as they bat here in the sixth. One on Tommy La Stella. One more winning streak for the Pirates. A 4-0 loss at Cleveland today. Trevor Bauer over Jamison Tyone. Brad Hand got his first save with the Indians.
Bauer's having an outstanding year. A lot of consideration for the Cy Young in the AL.
One and two. Nationals 7, Brewers nothing as they go to the 8th. Rays beat the Yankees today 3-2. Sergio Romo came on to pitch in the 8th inning. Then Johnny Venters replaced him in the 9th. He went over to third base. Came back, struck out Brett Gardner to end the game. Remember, that was after Nathan Eovaldi was traded to Boston. He was originally slated to start for Tampa Bay. So Stella grounds out to Marte.
Manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
So how about Kevin Cash taking out Romo, putting him at third base, not in the outfield?
Yeah, well, didn't he played somebody at first base not too long ago in a similar situation.
So the Rays took 2 of 3. Ground ball to first. Goldschmidt gets Rizzo.
Yeah, Rays are a fun team to watch these days. Very unconventional. Using that opener concept. Relief pitcher to start the ball game. Cash not afraid to do some unconventional things.
Well, they've been resourceful. And they're 2 games over 500. Pitch to Almora is a strike. Okay.
Yeah, as a fan, I thought the guy had a crazy mohawk there.
Well, I was thinking he kind of looked like a Spartan or something, a Trojan headdress. Right? Can you see the Trojan logo?
Absolutely, yeah. USC fan. A USA fan, yeah. Literally.
Right.
Talked about Sousa earlier in his batting stance, likening it to a basketball player getting into a good defensive posture. You see a similar thing with Almora, kind of crouching, getting the legs engaged early.
So Ray trailing 1-0, but has pitched well this afternoon. David DeJesus will join us in the 7th. 1-0 Cubs.
Welcome back to Wrigley with this Miller Lite game report. John Lester rolling right along. 6 shutout innings, 96 pitches. And Joe Madden mentioning this morning as Brandon Morrow continues to be on the DL that he may look at guys like Justin Wilson, CJ Edwards, and even Jesse Chavez, who of course joined the team not long ago. He has been lights out. But guys, the one thing he said he was missing yesterday, he wasn't quite ready for the dance moves. But he showed up, right? He showed us he's got, you know, some rhythm back there. Look at him go. Having a lot of fun, though, with the team that he said he's known a lot of guys. So in other places he's pitched with and said it felt like home the second he got here.
Thank you, Kelly. He's been great.
Yeah. He's only pitched 3 times, but it's been really impressive. And he's got a great reputation around the game. Well liked everywhere he goes.
David DeJesus is with us. He'll be singing the stretch today. A.J. Pollock leading off for Arizona. 1-0 Cubs. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel.
All right. Jeez, this whole series, these D-backs have been pitching, but it's great to see the Cubs got that one on the board right now. Let John do his thing.
And you've got a little help today singing the stretch.
Yep. This is Kingston right here. He's ready for this. We've been practicing on the ride here. We were singing it a couple times. Yeah, exactly. So we made sure we did it right.
1-1 on A.J. Pollock. Lester nearing the 100 pitch mark. All the hits for Arizona, and they only have 3 have been singles. And that misses outside.
Yeah, your Happy Goldschmidt's just hit that off the wall there. That ball was crushed. But relax. No dabbing on TV, all right?
You got to dab.
You got to dab.
You got a chance to dab. You got to dab.
Exactly.
There's John's 2-1 and fouled out of play.
Right here.
So you would have faced John.
Yes.
Back in your Kansas City days, what was your approach against John Lester?
I was 1 for 19 off of him in my career, so I don't know, a lot of ground out to second base because he had that 95-mile-an-hour fastball back then. That's a game changer, and he had that cutter that he would stay away, run that 2-seamer in. So I didn't have success against him, so I don't even know what I would. No, I would like to see him now with the velocity down. Maybe I can do something with him, but I mean, I would sit those games. Thank you.
Full count on Pollock. Souza next, then Nick Ahmed. Going in.
I've talked to guys in the past playing defense in a game like this, pitcher's duel, 1-0 game, later innings.
Yeah.
The anxiety level starts to ramp up a little bit. You're like, man, I don't want to mess up now, right? I mean,
I like that because then I can make a play. I wanted to go out there, make a play for my pitcher, and keep that 1-0 lead. So, you know, there's guys that take it different ways, but I wanted to be the guy to make that
and it would
play.
be easy to stay engaged, obviously, too, right?
Exactly. You don't want John Lester looking at you after the game, right? I don't want you to. Oh no.
High and deep to left. Schwarber takes a look back, and he watches it go. A.J. Pollock with a homer. The wind may be helping a little bit on a ball like that as it's coming off the lake, but a little right to left today.
Yeah, it wasn't earlier. I noticed last inning it looked like it might have been pushing it that way just a little bit.
And they tie it up on the homer from Pollock. They went up again. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Nope, looked like Contreras had his glove low.
Yeah, and it looked like he was trying to go back door there maybe and just overcooked it a little bit.
Ford home run replay. And that will be it for Lester. So that'll be a sour end to what was a terrific start for John. And the Cubs will go into their bullpen with David DeJesus in the 7th, and a 1-1 tie as Lester will get a nice hand from the crowd. Time now for the BioFreeze call to the pen, official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. It's Carl Edwards Jr. And here's David with the ceremonial first pitch.
No, I haven't thrown in a while.
He went to the pen.
There you
go. Oh my!
Nice,
that was
sinker for a strike.
Yeah. That's a good job.
So you're watching all these position players pitch. Did you ever do it at the big league level?
No, I didn't want to. I was a
You
Tommy
didn't want
John.
to.
I was a Tommy John guy back in '03, so I did not want to mess up
You
that
didn't
ligament.
put your name in the hat.
Yeah, no. Dr. Andrews has my old ligaments on a little billboard there. So I just wanted to stay off the mound. I know my role.
Gotcha.
Not like Riz. He got his taste and he's out now.
Souza the batter, 1 ball, no strikes on him. And the Cubs have used 4 different position players to pitch in this homestand. 1-0 from Edwards, big swing by Souza, and he fouls back. Game's changing, David, even since you retired. I mean, it quickly.
Yeah.
It's become more about walks, strikeouts, home runs. What's the biggest thing you see in terms of the offensive approach here in 2018?
It's just the swing and miss. There's so much swing and miss in this game. There's a lot of strikeouts. And the thing is not just being able to manipulate the ball, stay inside the ball. And I loved when the Cubs started getting hot, they were using the whole baseball field. That's when they started scoring runs without the home run. The home run's going to come back for the Cubs hitters, but it's being able to be a professional hitter. And I saw yesterday Paul Goldschmidt was the standard of it. Two strikes, shot the ball the other way with a man on third base, just doing his job to help the team keep the chain moving. So that's what in baseball right now, there's just too much swing and miss.
Yeah, and when the Cubs have had their best stretches, you're right. They've been stringing together a lot of hits. They've had a very high batting average this year, plus the walks.
Exactly.
2-2 is hit in the air. And it's Almora in right center. One away.
Yeah, as a right fielder, he's like, nope, you get that, Albert. that sun is real in right field.
Especially late in the afternoon, right?
Yep.
Who was it last homestand? Somebody out in right field had to just
for the other team,
yeah.
right?
Was Shebler maybe? Cincinnati?
Yes.
Scott
yes.
Shebler.
Shebler. He's like,
and Billy Hamilton's like running everything down.
Yeah, that kid. He was on base all the time,
yeah.
and he was backing up everybody too. That was a good series by him. Those Reds are playing good baseball still.
Nick Ahmed, 0 for 2 in the ball game. And takes a curve for a strike.
Edwards has been featuring that curveball a little bit more, a lot more, as a matter of fact, in recent outings. This is appearance number 7 for him since coming off the disabled list.
They tied it on a home run by A.J. Pollock. It was off John Lester. Hit hard and foul. What year was it, David? Was it 12 or 13 when you hit about 8 home runs in April that landed on the warning track?
I think that was 12, my first year.
Oh my goodness.
Because I came in, I'm like, oh yes, 360 to the gaps. This is the first time, Kansas City was 385 to the gaps. Oakland at night, you're not sniffing any homers. Yeah. I'm like, yes, this could be my year. And then March came around, April came around, right back at you. And when it was funny, like we were playing the Nationals, I think, the opening game, and Zimmerman looked like that this ball was going to go out of the state, like into the next county.
I remember.
And it came back in. I was like, wow, okay, this wind is real here.
Yeah, it plays really small on certain days,
on the hot day, right?
and then really big.
Yeah, and this year, even when the weather's warmed up, there's been a lot of days where the wind is blowing in.
I mean, I'd say less than 10 games that it's been blowing out. When you get some cheapies there.
Yeah, and guys are not giving those back because, as you say, they go, remember April 15th when I hit 2 balls that should have been on wavelength. Here's Chris Owings.
For a youngster, you can't bring those back to arbitration, too. You can't put an asterisk and be like, right?
That would be nice. Really good agent for,
exactly.
Based on the weather patterns, had my guy.
Exactly. They're not going to hear that at all.
1-0 pitch from Edwards. Curve, strike. 1-1. Yoshi Hirano is up for the Diamondbacks, a right-hander. Lester was really good. He didn't walk anybody, gave up just 4 hits, 1 extra base hit, but that was the game-tying shot to Pollock. I believe the Dodgers, yeah, they lost already. So the Diamondbacks just a half game out in the West. A chance here to jump back into first place. Cubs trying to snap a quick 2-game skid. And this game likely to come down to the bullpens.
Both bullpens have been really good. They rank 1-2. Diamondbacks first, Cubs second, and bullpen ERA in the National League.
Deep to right, Happ is back on it. He's got it.
That's a great play.
The Jesus slide.
Hey.
In right. And it's time for the St. Xavier University 7th inning stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, accompanied by his son Kingston, former Cub David DeJesus.
All right, Cubs fans, you guys are the best in the world. All right, can you help us out? Let's get some energy out there. All right? Hey, Gary, a 1, a 2, a 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the ball. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs!
Continues. Against Ben Zobrist. And a ground ball to the shortstop, Ahmed. One out, and it's Wilson Contreras.
And both teams have played very good defense throughout this series. Teams really strong up the middle. Counting the double plays, that's 11 ground ball outs from Ray here this afternoon. And his ground ball rate is well below league average, but he's got it going on here today. Four hits aside, the Cubs able to cluster 3 in a row in the fourth. That led to their run.
Forgot to ask David about any hair products. He's always had good hair.
He's got quality hair.
Yeah. He's upped his game even in retirement.
Yeah.
And, Kingston, man, he loves the camera, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's good.
Yep, great first pitch, too.
I predict big things for that young man.
2-1 on the Cubs catcher. Deep to right, but it's Souza just in front of the track.
Cub fans, the Cubs offer free remote parking and shuttle service for night and weekend games. A free bike check located by the Addison Red Line station. Pace Express buses also are available from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. Check out available transportation and parking options at cubs.com/transportation.
Ray at just 89 pitches. Here's number 90. That's over for a strike to Russell. Addison 0 for 2. John Lester today, his 21st start, allowed 1 earned run or 0 runs for that 10th time. But today, it's a no decision.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how the one-loss record can be deceptive. Win's probably the least reliable way to evaluate a pitcher. And John has racked up a lot of W's, but he's done a lot of really good pitching. Hang with him today with that home run, knotting things up, but he did his piece. Last time Addy went deep, June 29th against the Twins.
Are you calling a shot?
And no, it struck me. I said, no, I really haven't. Well, he's only hit 5 home runs this year, and I was trying to recall the last one, so I looked it up. I'm not brazen enough to make a call on 0-2.
Schwarber would bat next if Russell can get on. Life is good.
What are you guys looking at me for?
Yeah, Mom, I just want to eat my ice cream in peace. Each team with 4 hits. Marte backpedaling. And he one-hands it, and that's it. So Ray gets through the 7th, and we remain tied at 1 on a glorious day.
Game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot goes to that man right there, John Lester. He was outstanding today. 6+ a batter, 4 hits, 1 run. He did not walk a man out, or excuse me, struck out 7 and gave up the home run to Pollock. That was the +1 in the top half of the 7th. But brilliant stuff from John Lester here today. Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
So we're now in the 8th, and Carl Edwards Jr. will try to keep the game tied.
Murphy then pinch hitter. And back to the top.
Swing and a miss. 200th career strikeout for Edwards.
It's a low percentage play to try to get on top of that high heater from Edwards. Just long and loose, gets great extension. Really get a lot of backspin on his heater and snap on the curve.
200 strikeout and 138 career innings. Daniel Descalzo for Ray.
Been good off the bench, 8 out of 23 with a home run in his pinch hitting assignments.
Ground ball to Zobrist, who scoops and throws to Rizzo. Peralta 1 for 3. caught on the move. Almora got a good jump. Nice work by Edwards. 6 up, 6 down for him. And a Chicago area native, TJ McFarland, recently came off the DL. He'll work here in the bottom of the 8th. He's from Palos Hills. He'll make his 35th appearance.
And he's been really good with a 1.81 earned run average.
And for a hefty home run graphic. Career leaders in terms of the Cubs against the NL West. Anthony Rizzo, the runaway leader. And it looks like Javier Baez will bat for Kyle Schwarber.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cubs pinch hitter will be number 9, Javier Baez.
Not overpowering, good sinker though. Slider and a changeup, but he'll use that sinker 70% of the time.
On the DL with a neck issue. And he will pick it up. And it's going to be close. He throws it away. And Baez on his way to second base. So the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out, and I'm guessing he'll be taken out for a pinch runner.
Yeah, the irony, of course, is McFarland hurried when he probably didn't have to, because Javi, with that tender knee, wasn't able to go full steam ahead. Hobbling down the line, spiked throw, and go-ahead run in scoring position.
For now, he's going to stay in. Joe chatting with Brian Butterfield over at the top step. Batter is Ian Happ. outside, ball one.
Jason Hayward has a bat. He's on deck.
Now Tyler Chatwood. The run. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Jason Hayward on deck. Bunted foul.
Sometimes the message to a hitter in this situation is whatever you can do to advance this base runner. Pull the hands in, try to hit a ground ball to the right side, put a bunt down if need be.
Bench runner Tyler Chatwood, the go-ahead run at second base. We're in the 8th inning. Just missed. McFarland really wanted it. 3-2.
It's on the plate. Was it high enough is the question, and it was borderline. Fairchild deemed it to be low. Yep, works a lot of deep counts.
He draws the walk. So Hayward off the bench. There's that double visit you were talking about earlier. Butcher coming out.
About strategy but defense as it is anything else, and probably a little refresher course on Hayward. Well, this gives Tyler Chatwood an opportunity to stretch his legs a little bit and run a couple of sprints.
Hayward homered last night. The Cubs only run. Play Buchholz. Lefty matchup here. Certainly time for some small ball. Just get a run one way or the other. Diamondbacks will guard against a bunt.
It's dropped down a couple of sacrifice bunts so far this year. Diamondbacks nowhere near as aggressive defending this potential bunt as you see the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo primarily. Goldschmidt really staying deep to the last minute there, and it may be just that they're just not convinced he's going to bunt.
To the second baseman, the flip for one, barehand play, and the Cubs take the lead. Ahmed tried to make a play that might not have been there, and the Cubs lead 2-1. Two huge errors this inning.
Yeah, that's all about urgency in the moment there for Ahmed in the 8th inning of a tie ball game. He's trying to do a little something extra. Bare hand and flings it, and Hayward would have been safe either way. But the errant throw means the run comes home, and Hayward moves into scoring position.
No RBI, the fielder's choice, and the error. So it's a 2-1 lead. Pedro Strop is up in the Cubs bullpen. So the Diamondbacks very good defensively. Letting down the team here, and the pitcher made one of those mistakes.
Yeah, I think if this is the 4th or 5th inning, Ahmed doesn't try that.
The question, would Hayward have been out on a good throw?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But you can understand his thinking in kind of a dire situation. Try to be a hero and you end up being a zero. He's been spectacular out there today.
And forward to Listella.
Like a quarterback trying to force the ball into double coverage. To make a play that just wasn't there for him, and now the Cubs have a chance to add on here.
Brewers lost. Pirates lost. Cardinals lost. So 3 teams behind the Cubs all have already lost their games. Strike on Anthony.
So McFarland didn't get on Ian Happ. Here's where we stand with what has transpired so far today. Phillies beat the Dodgers 7-3 today. Jake Arrieta was the winning pitcher. He goes to 8-6. 2 runs in 6 innings. Walker Buehler suffered the loss. Muncy went deep again. His 24th.
Farland's 0-2 to Rizzo. Bounce back toward the middle, and that'll be a 6-3 double play. But the Cubs get the lead again, and we go to the 9th inning. It's 2-1. And Jason Hayward into the game playing right. Pedro Strop looks for his 4th save. Brandon Morrow on the DL. And he will face Marte, Goldschmidt, and Pollock. This will not be easy.
No, not all. All saves are not created equal, and this is a tough one. Protecting a 1-run lead. 2-3-4 due up for the Diamondbacks here. Has saved 3 games. He's been charged with 3 blown saves, including last time out against the Cardinals when he allowed a run on 2 hits in an inning and a third. His 3 saves have all been with more than a 1-run cushion.
One strike. And Marte to pitch. 0-2. Cutter's been a real nice weapon for Pedro. Outside for a ball. Hayward over into right center. He's got it. Make sure you join us tomorrow on NBC Sports Chicago as the Cubs wrap up the homestand hosting the Diamondbacks. Coverage from Wrigley Field starts at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live. You can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. Goldschmidt. Fastball low. Looks like he's wearing some old school batting gloves. They're probably brand new, but they kind of have that old school look, don't they?
They do indeed.
2-1. 2-0 slider.
Good action on the fastball inside, so Goldschmidt has to respect both sides of the plate. The thing about Goldschmidt, you think, well, you got to pitch away from power in this situation, but he covers everything. He's really good the other way. A pass at that heater, maybe a little defensive as he's protecting against the slider.
Right field again. It's Hayward. Again battling the sun, and he can't find it. And Goldschmidt will have a double. David DeJesus told us earlier just how tough it is out there. And on the previous ball, Jason went toward right center and had to really shield his eyes to make the play.
Yeah, just an unfortunate break. You can't catch what you can't see, and he's completely lost it.
Tried to play it off to the side and just could not find it.
Oh. That's what he's dealing with. Now you got to deal with Pollock.
And Souza on deck. Huge turn of events here in the ninth. One of all guys, right? You make your pitch to get Goldschmidt.
Yep.
And he's standing at second base. By Contreras.
It's an important 90 feet with just one out. Make sure you knock it down, keep it in front. That's why he's on the infield. Leave your feet, knock the ball down.
Pollock hit his 13th to lead off the 7th. And tied the ball game. Mora for the second out. 2 down, 9th inning. Here comes Steven Souza Jr. Bouncer to the shortstop. Russell has it. Pirates win. 4-4 on the homestand. A win tomorrow would make it a winning stay. A 2-1 victory. They had to pitch well, as this has been a stingy Diamondback staff, and they took advantage of a couple of errors in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, and the defense on both sides has been really good in this series. The error by McFarland opened the door. Ahmed tried to make a heroic play, threw the ball away, and that was the difference in the ball game. The Cubs just pitched lights out here today. John Lester, a no decision, but he led the way with 6 innings of 1-run ball. Carl Edwards a couple scoreless, and Strop picks up save number 4.
Cubs add a game to their lead. After 2.5 in the division, as we mentioned, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, and St. Louis all losing this afternoon. Edwards over McFarland, and Strop gets his 4th save.
Cubs pitchers did not issue a single walk today.
And tomorrow they'll give the ball to the man who scored the game-winning run as a pinch runner. Tyler Chatwood will face Zach Godley, former Cub farmhand. Kelly is on the field. It is our On the Diamond interview presented by James & Sons Fine Jewelers. Kelly.
Thanks a lot, Lynn. Well, Pedro, your 4th save of the season, but you knew this one wasn't going to be easy going through the heart of the D-backs lineup. What was your game plan?
Yeah, I was just like focus on make my pitches instead of be thinking about the situation or who was gonna be coming into play. So I was just like making sure that I secure my pitches, and that was my plan.
Randy liked your outing.
Yeah.
He's rooting you on right there.
He always in there.
So listen, the bullpen has really been used a lot lately. How big of an outing was it for John Lester this afternoon?
That was huge for us. You know, anytime our starter can go at least 6 innings, it's good for us because our bullpen is very deep. We got very good guys in there. We have guys that can be closing game in anywhere, like from long reliever. Everybody can close games, so it's huge for us that John could go that deep in the game.
Well, the only guy who rivals you in swag, Javi Baez, not quite 100% today, but yet comes in there and makes a difference. What can you say about that guy?
It's huge, man. Javi is a warrior. He likes to compete. He plays with his heart, and I really appreciate the way he play and the way he put his heart for us in there, and that was big for us.
Absolutely. Pedro, go enjoy this one. I know you lead the dance party, so have fun.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Pedro Strop, back up to you.
And Pedro will receive a $500 gift card from James & Sons Fine Jewelers. For JD, for Kelly, for Doug, for David DeJesus, our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here at Wrigley Field. Len Casper with your final. Cubs 2, Diamondbacks 1. We are right back at you tomorrow, 12:30 for a pregame coverage from Wrigley Field. Up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois post-game live. Stay tuned.